Hi guys, so this reading will be for Scorpio. I was inspired to do these zodiac readings for the solar eclipse that is on April 30th. It's also the same day as the Taurus new moon, and so it's a very, very energetically charged day. For you, Scorpio, your baseline is kind of like transformative energy. So actually, you will feel a little bit more at home, but it's still going to be powerful nonetheless. When you think of solar eclipses, it's the moon that goes in front of the sun and blocks the sun from Earth. So if you look at the sun as divine masculine energy and the moon as divine feminine energy, there's going to be this surge of divine feminine energy, which is a little bit unpredictable, a little bit more wild and shadowy. The shadowy aspects will be illuminated very clearly for you to see. Also, Taurus energy in tarot is represented by the Hierophant card, which is the High Priest. And the Hierophant card represents our belief structures, our traditions, our behaviors, our patterns, our ways of being and doing things. And so the shadow, if you put all of that together, the shadowy aspects of our belief structures, our traditions, our behaviors, our patterns will be highlighted for us to see clearly and to make a choice on to adjust that or not. There will be transformation no matter what. However, there can definitely be a more powerful or more favorable transformation if you harness the energy, if you're aware of it. So with this reading, I just kind of wanted to offer you some guidance for the solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus, Scorpio. So let's get started with your reading. Yeah, a change in the wind. It's exactly that. Things are basically going to be turned upside down, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just going to give you a different perspective on things. All right, Scorpio, for the solar eclipse. Yeah, so you're going to be presented with a choice. As I was saying in the beginning, you're going to be shown a lot of things. All right, things are going to be illuminated about a lot of shadowy stuff. Okay, maybe things that have been hanging over you for a while, but you haven't necessarily been able to see. But you're going to be presented with a choice, and one of them is more favorable than the other, as I was saying in the intro. All right, Scorpio. There's a little bit of daredevil energy coming through, underlying this reading. It's almost like you're going to be dared to take the more difficult path. Yeah, because enlightenment. So again, you're gonna be shown a very clear choice that needs to be made, okay? And I feel like you're gonna base it in enlightenment and wisdom. There's a lot of delight to be had on this journey. Also, if you look here, there's a lot of blue. I'm really drawn to that. So the throat chakra is highlighted for you, as well as the sacral chakra, Scorpio. All right, let's get some more information. Scorpio. Some of this has to do with your fears. Scorpio, for the solar eclipse, please. Yeah, so there's a lot of deep emotions and feelings that have to do with these choices. You may have been not wanting to see them, not wanting to have to make a choice in the recent past, but again, things are moving forward, okay? Movement, speed, basically a choice has to be made. There's a little bit of daredevil energy. I don't know how else to describe it yet. It'll unfold with this reading, but I feel like you're gonna make a sound choice. Ultimately, you're gonna draw on your enlightenment and wisdom in order to make these difficult choices by like recentering before kind of taking this leap forward, this leap of faith. I feel like even though this card says delight on it, I feel like you're gonna, like, the more difficult path is gonna be the more rewarding path. That I don't necessarily get the sense like, oh, it's gonna be light and easy and smooth sailing. That's not the energy that's coming through with this reading, so it's a little bit facetious by what's being shown on these cards. And so I think there's more to see here. If you look at this card, there's a lot going on in this card, so try not to get distracted, okay? I don't think that you're going to take like the easy route, but you know it'll bring you more like delight and enlightenment in the long run. That's the sense that I'm getting with this reading, if that makes sense. All right, Scorpio. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Yeah. So this solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus will be an absolute portal for you for the next chapter of your life. You taking that leap of faith. It does require some heavy decision making. But I feel like you know what's best for you. Like you're gonna make a sound choice. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Yeah, rely on people that are in your soul family, okay, that you can lean on during this time. Also, if you are feeling alone, make sure you're not isolating. And also don't forget that you're never alone, right? We come from source. We are source. We are part of source. Source is us, is within us. We are never alone. And also, this may have these clear choices that need to be made, Scorpio. They may have to do with some connections in your life, some really deep connections actually, and so they may be difficult to make ultimately. So at the bottom here, your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. So again, that's kind of backing up the sacral chakra, which is where our creativity and courage comes from as well. Also our sexual energy, but that's not the energy that's coming through for this reading. It's more courage and creativity. And so you are manifesting. This is something that you've manifested, and it's kind of going to be presented to you, and you're going to have to pick a path or pick a direction. No matter what direction you take, okay, it's going to be the right one. But I feel like you're going to take the more difficult path because you feel it will be more rewarding, and it's also something that you've manifested. And things are going to move quickly after that decision is made. It's like, okay, because you have that like manifestation energy supporting you right now, once you make that decision, it's gonna go. So you're gonna kind of be looking at your options for a minute, and trying to figure out what's going on in the big picture, right? But as soon as you see it and you decide, it's like moving forward, full steam ahead kind of. So let's get clarify with tarot. Yeah, 10 of Swords. So your decision is going to cause certain things in your life to end, Scorpio, okay? Essentially, when you choose this path that is proper for you, there are other things that are gonna end, like go up in flames. So this says here, insight, end of a difficult situation. The choice may be difficult at first, but again, once you see the bigger picture and you make your decision, it's going to move along pretty quickly. But it will end other aspects on your journey. But ultimately, you'll be headed towards victory and success. All right, for Scorpio, messages for solar eclipse, please. Lovers, yeah, it's a choice. Particularly, again, about your connections coming up, okay? So Gemini energy, relationship, sexuality, and soulmates. So the sexual energy for the sacral chakra is now coming into play here. All right, so also when you're making this decision, make sure it's not based in just the sexual energy from the sacral chakra. Make sure and check yourself when you're making this decision, all right? But it is a choice. And it does have to do with the connections in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It certainly could be. You may have two people to choose from also. And there is a lot of passion, all right, in these connections. So again, with this Ace of Wands, make sure that you're not just choosing from the sacral chakra based on sexual energy. That is such a small component, and compared to all the bigger energies that are going on, I mean, that does factor into the decision, right? But it's such a small part of the pie chart. Like, make sure you look at all the different aspects. Look how much is going on in this card to be evaluated. All right, if I were to say the sexual energy from the sacral chakra, it would be like one of these flags, one of these things to consider. So make sure it's not the main thing that you're focusing on. But yeah, so once that decision is made, Ace of Wands, passionate new start. For sure. Let's see what this enlightenment is about, Scorpio. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this could have to do with work as well. Let me clarify that. Yeah. Yeah, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Wands. You have put in so much work and time, and this decision, it's not going to be easy. It's like going to be a difficult decision that you're going to spend a lot of time evaluating all the different aspects of it. And also because it might take a while to make the decision. This solar eclipse is going to assist you in evaluating this a little bit. It's going to show you things. It's going to illuminate things. That's going to make it so you're not in this stalemate energy, this Two of Swords type energy. It's also a decision that you've actually been avoiding making for some time, possibly. And we have the Sun, the Moon, and Saturn. So this particularly has to do with Saturn is the stern father of planets. So it's like the planet of karma. All right. And the Sun and the Moon, masculine and feminine energy that I was talking about in the beginning. All right. So there's some karma that is being cleared in regard to these masculine and feminine energies regarding this choice or this decision about this connection or multiple connections. It's like you've been putting off making this decision for a while, but it's going to come to a point where you have to pick one or the other or none. You could have just been busy at work, not really wanting to put that much effort into making a decision, and you were kind of like walking the line for a little bit. but there's gonna become a clear moment where there needs to be a decision made. And make sure you don't just pick it based on sexual energy. That's an underlying message that's coming through a couple times here. All right, Scorpio. Clarify creation water for Scorpio for the solar eclipse. There we go. A couple of them here. Yeah. Something has to end in order for something else to progress. That's what it is. It's that give and take of energy, right? That influx and what's the other word? The balance or the exchange of energy. In order for something to progress, something has to end. And that's a big lesson that's coming through for this reading. Once it does, once that decision is made by you, Scorpio, because this is your choice ultimately. At least that's what this reading is saying. All right. You're going to be well on your way. And then there's Temperance here, Sagittarius energy. It's like that balance will be restored and things will feel a little bit lighter. Whatever choice you make is going to cause a connection to really deepen. That's also what this is saying. Balance, harmony, reconciliation under You're Not Alone. So whatever choice is made, one of the connections, and you'll know which one I'm talking about, is going to deepen. As long as you don't pick based on sexual energy, this looks really good after the solar eclipse. This energy, it's like very sticky in the middle, and then after the solar eclipse, it's like that's where then smooth sailing comes. It's a little bit rocky in the middle. That's where that difficult path is. But there's a lot of delight to be had, all right, in the upcoming energy. Let's see if we can get some guidance for Scorpio. Yeah, this is all about balance and equilibrium. This is exactly what I was talking about when I cut the deck. This is exactly what I was talking about, that natural exchange of energy, right? There's always a balance to be had. So there is something that has to end that was maybe very seductive. When you look at this, that's like the energy that I keep trying to caution you about, right? It's like a seductive type of energy. Really be honest with yourself and check yourself with that. Is that healthy for you? Because as humans, we're kind of naturally drawn to that type of energy. And it indicates there's some type of healing that needs to occur there. Okay, because it's almost like that self-sabotaging behavior. All right, Scorpio. So, yeah. So balance and equilibrium, okay? All right, guidance for, yeah, there may have to be some compromises, all right? I'm not a fan of the term sacrifice because I think that you don't have to sacrifice things in order to prove something or in order to be like a certain way. But naturally we tend to make compromises, and in these connections, right, in order for them to deepen, sometimes you can be happy to make a certain compromise, right, and it's not a sacrifice. I think that those are two very different things, and what's coming through is compromise. There's going to be like balance and harmony restored in one of it's going to be like a deeper level in one of your relationships, in one of your connections, because of the choice that you're making at this fork in the road. All right, so guidance. So wow, yeah, karmic soul triggers. So that's what I was. Look at this, seduction, right? But look at all this. Look at this. These are two different decks, right? There's a certain type of seduction that is very tempting that you know is not the healthiest for you. Okay, so Spirit's really asking you to take a look at this. All right, it could have to do with I mean, obviously this says divine masculine on it, so if you are a feminine, this could have to do with a masculine, or if you're masculine, this could have to do with a feminine. And that's energy, not gender. Yeah, so there's something, remember I specifically used that word, there's something that needs to be healed in regard to this seductive energy that you are being drawn to or attracted to in your soulmate connections in particular. Yeah, because that's been the block for a true union, all right? For divine counterpart. This is twin flame union, but I'm going to use the term external divine counterpart, all right? And it has to do with union within self first, of the masculine and feminine energies internally, and then that we can have that externally. Okay, but it has to come internally first. Also, if you look at this, the sun behind with the shadow in front, this is very illuminated, okay? Because this is in the upcoming energy, so this is directly tied for this reading with the solar eclipse, okay? And it has to do with exactly what I was saying about this seductive type of energy and needing to heal something. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You see it already, okay? It's not a big shock. And you're being protected, all right? So also, you may notice signs, feathers in particular, these two cards both have feathers, that are kind of guiding you, okay? That are guiding you because you are being protected. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs, particularly feathers. Messages may come in the form of other random people that you're talking to, and they will kind of help to guide you if you're not clear or you're having trouble making a decision or seeing things. Again, it will be shown to you clearly with the solar eclipse and new moon in Taurus, but this is the pattern that they're asking you to look at, okay? In regard to the way you conduct yourself, your behaviors, your beliefs, traditions, etc. And yeah, that's it for now, Scorpio. So I hope that helps, and we'll check in next time. Take care.